Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm Tyler Feldman here inside the Moody Center, the home of the Texas men and women's basketball teams. It was Selection Sunday. Where are the men going? Where are the women heading? We'll have full coverage. Corey Mose will be joining me as well after the break. Tiana Gaston, where did she learn those moves?
Oh, getting down with it, huh? Jiggy, as some would say.
Did she learn them from Vic Schaefer? Maybe. He's Corey Mose. He's always got the moves. I'm Tyler Feldman. We're inside the Moody Center. A busy day on the 40 acres. The San Antonio Spurs, they just finished up their I-35 series here in Austin, and it was also Selection Sunday. Corey, you were at both the men's selection show and the women's selection show for the Longhorns. How about we start with the ladies?
Yeah, it was electric over there. Over 100 people were in attendance cheering on the ladies, hoping to get that number one seed because, of course, it wasn't a foregone conclusion. It was either going to be between Stanford or Texas for that last number one seed. And as you saw in the video, they got what they wanted. Now, the Longhorns are repping burnt orange today, but they still had the luck of the Irish to get that number one seed. And you can hear from the ladies and Coach Vic about how important it was to get that position.
You want to be one of those four teams up on the board that has the one next to you. It's a great accomplishment.
I was extremely happy. There was a lot of talk about us being a 2 seed. Just seeing us get 1 seed just shows how much we worked for that.
This is really exciting. I've been here 3 years, first time we're a 1 seed, and I just know the hard work that this team has put in. So I'm so excited. I feel like I can go play a game right now. I'm ready to go.
It's pretty surreal, honestly, just letting it all sink in. But yeah, I think this whole team, whether they're from here or not, I think everyone is just as excited as I am.
My message to them is, ladies, I want to play 6 more games. That's my thought, that's my focus, 1 game at a time, but that's our goal right now in that locker room is 6 more.
So you heard Coach say it right there, 6 more games is the goal for this team, and their first game will be against Drexel, and then after that, they're also in the region with Alabama and Florida State. They will all play here at the Moody Center for the first 2 rounds of the tournament, but man, they got a great draw, and I can't wait to see how far they go. We'll have all the coverage for those matchups.
And Corey, I will say, not shocked that the ladies earned the 1 seed. A little bit surprised, but they won the Big 12 tournament. They proved a lot of people wrong. And as Vic said earlier this season, they ain't done.
Yeah.
They ain't done. And neither are the men, for that matter. The Texas Longhorns, Rodney Terry, big question mark, where were they going to end up? A 7 seed in the South region. They'll be going to Charlotte, and they'll be taking on the winner of UVA and Colorado State, one of those first 4 games. What do we think about the men? What do you feel from that watch party?
Yeah, that watch party, kind of a different tone and a mood, more business type, I guess you could say, energy there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you love that. You love that. So, of course, afterwards, learning that they're going to play either Virginia or Colorado State in that first-round matchup, all eyes pointed towards center Caden Shedrick, because that's where Caden just transferred from, was from Virginia. And as you see in this video, you can tell he was already getting a phone call the moment that they got the news that Virginia could be the first-round matchup. But even Coach Terry talked about if they were to play Virginia, they have an inside look on that scouting report with a player on their team.
You know what, good Lord bless. We'll deal with that when the opportunity presents itself. He'll be very familiar with those guys, though. I mean, he knows, obviously, that he was a part of a great defensive program there while he was there. So you just got to be blessed and say, man, thank God that we're in the tournament and we have another opportunity to go out and try to play our best basketball.
So unlike the women, we actually do know when the men will be playing. It'll be Thursday at 5:50 in Charlotte, North Carolina.
The Longhorns will try to be the king in the Queen City. He's Corey Mose. I'm Tyler Feldman. Hey, coming up later on in the show, we're talking all things San Antonio Spurs here in ATX. Hey, what's happening, everyone? I'm Tyler Feldman here at the Moody Center. The San Antonio Spurs, a thrilling victory in their second and final game here in Austin. We'll have highlights and other coverage from the Longhorns coming up after the break. Hey, welcome back, everyone. I'm Tyler Feldman. Thanks so much for staying up late with us. The San Antonio Spurs leaving Austin in thrilling fashion. A big win over the Nets. It took overtime, but they got the job done, of course. Much different than Friday night when the Spurs lost to the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets. Pretty cool to see Wemby and company leave the ATX in style. Let's see how it all went down here inside the Moody Center. Yeah, the Spurs with a chance to leave the state capital with the win, taking on a Brooklyn Nets team still fighting for that 10th and final playoff spot in the East. Spurs already eliminated from playoff contention, much like 7'4", 20-year-old Frenchman Victor Wembanyama eliminates basketballs from the opposition. Couple early blocks for Wemby. Then on the offensive end, Wemby looking like my favorite kind of peanut butter in transition. Smooth. Dunk City and the foul. Wemby finishing with a game-high 33 points to go along with 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 7 blocks. Big game for Keldon Johnson, too. He scored 24 points off the bench, and then leading the way for the Nets, Cam Thomas. He was like a freight train. Team-high 31 points. Spurs, tough down the stretch. They force overtime and end up snapping a 3-game slide, leaving Austin in victory formation, 122 to 115. So the Spurs wrap up their second annual I-35 series with a win where the Longhorns typically roam. And speaking of Longhorns, Longhorn legend Scottie Scheffler made some PGA Tour history today. Yeah, the Texas Ex becoming the first player to ever go back-to-back at the Players' Championship. Yeah, you heard that right. Jack Nicklaus couldn't do it. Neither could Tiger Woods, but Scottie could, and Scottie did. The world number one finishing 20 under par to claim the crown for the second straight year. Hey, let's stay on the burnt orange victory train. Texas baseball very much in need of a win. The Longhorns trying to avoid getting swept at home by the Washington Huskies. Bullpen's certainly been a work in progress, which is why getting out to an early lead is pretty important for David Pierce's squad right now. They score 4 early runs against UW, eventually getting the dub 4-3 in just 8 innings. Yeah, the game started in a weather delay, and the Huskies had to catch a plane back to Seattle, so they only played 8 innings. How about that? All right, so a busy sports Sunday here in Austin. But hey, we wouldn't want it any other way. They're taking down the Nets quickly here inside the Moody Center. The Spurs once again wrapping up their I-35 series with an overtime victory over the Brooklyn Nets. For one final time inside the Moody Center, I'm Tyler Feldman, KVUE Sports.